Hey, today I'm going to give you a quick demo about tasks, our new AI runtime to execute prompts and tools on the mcp.run platform. Quickly, mcp.run is a hosted source of tools to provide new capabilities to your AI agents and apps that all leverage the Model Context Protocol, a standard that is open sourced by Anthropic. Tasks are a way to leverage all of the tools that are available on mcp.run and execute them on our platform at with various triggers using a prompt that you write. So I've pre-written one for you here, and this is a inbound lead router. And the inbound lead router is supposed to basically help us figure out who to assign a lead to when they submit their information through the website. So I've given this prompt some detailed information about how to respond when we get a triggered run and how to use the data that it gets from that contact form submission to figure out how big is the company, who should we assign it to, using some various heuristics. I also give it some steps to execute some tools in order to actually figure out how to use the contact form information to get the desired outcome. So I tell it that first, what I would do with this information is extract the domain name from the email. I'd go and crawl their website and figure out if there's some stock information. So I'd get the market cap to figure out what the size of the company is, basically from like funding announcements. And if the website doesn't contain that information, search for it on the web and see what other sources provide. The size profile should be bucketed into three options. We've got small business, mid-market, and enterprise. And with that information, please send a message to the inbound leads channel, which is our Slack channel we have, and indicate the name of the assignee according to that rough mapping, which is small business, go to Zach, mid-market, go to Ben, enterprise, go to Steve. So the last thing to note here is that I have attached a profile, inbound lead, to this prompt. And inbound lead has pre-configured tools that give the prompt access to go and talk to the real world. So I have Firecrawl, I have Slack, and I have Perplexity. To trigger this and show you how it works, I can provide parameters to this if the prompt wants them. And we're going to pretend that Satya from Microsoft has submitted our contact form because they're interested in our products. Thanks, Satya. Now I can run this task, and we can see it gets started working. There are other ways to trigger a task. I showed you kind of the manual kind of testing option, but we can also trigger these through a URL. So we can provide you kind of a webhook capability, or you could set a schedule. This one already has a schedule at 5 minutes. I'm going to turn it off for now. And then when you click this button, you'd get a URL, which you can then set as the webhook URL for something, or you could integrate it into your other services or microservices. Um, we can see here that the prompt is definitely at work and fetching information. It has finished, and it says it's enterprise contact, and our Slack channel should indeed have the assignment to Steve Manuel. It gives me some helpful context about the company too. That's great. In order to get a webhook data payload in here, I can also just use the special marker payload. And this is going to just consume the whole form or JSON value that comes sent in as the input to that request. So I'm going to update this. I am now going to go and submit a form here. Say John works at Resend, popular email platform. And we should see a task get triggered. Sure enough, we do. And we'll sit here and wait a moment for this task to finish, but you can see the tools are being executed. We probably went to the website, scraped it, found some information. Maybe it's going to go and search Perplexity for some additional context about Resend. And then we get to Slack soon enough. And we should see, sure enough, that John Smith is at Resend. The model has assigned this to Ben, figured it's a mid-market account, and because they've raised $21 million in funding, this is roughly how it made that decision. So very cool. That's tasks. You can use these for anything. You can build new capabilities to your platforms or your software. You can run them like cron jobs. You could create, webhook triggers. You could just run them manually inside of mcp.run. Check it out. It's in beta today, and you can try it for free. So please go to mcp.run, log in, and create some tasks. Excited to see what you make.